is my opening statement. And one quick thing before while I'm doing this opening statement, for the senator-elects, on the email that I sent out, hopefully you received them. I was wondering if you were able to click on that link that I sent in there to see the agenda, to download the agenda, or if you had to go to the website. You don't have to let me know now. You can let me know afterwards. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone is getting everyone familiar with the routine and everything, but I'm hoping that it worked. So welcome. It's just started raining outside, but rain can always be a good thing. So roll call, like usual, will be happening in the background by Advisor Rome. Thank you very much. I think that we actually have minutes from our last meeting in the minutes and the meeting materials folder, if I'm not mistaken, from 421. That should be correct, right? No, well, that's probably not right then. Just let me know if I see something differently. Maybe that was from, never mind, that was from the EC meeting. All right, we don't have minutes. So moving down, corrections and approval of the agenda. Even if we do not have quorum right now, which I believe we do, we're just going to do it like we do have quorum. So take a look at the agenda if you haven't already. I like us to try to at least review these prior to the meeting, even if it's 5 minutes before this starts. It's always good to help us keep moving things along. But I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda for tonight at any moment. Motion made by VP Moreno. Do we have a second? And it looks like seconded by Senator Zebel. All right, all those in favor, use the hand raising feature now and keep your hands up. Okay, and then all those opposed, put your hands up now. And down, and any abstentions, put your hands up now, please. All right, and then the agenda has passed for this evening. Now, public comments. Mark Thomas, I'm not here, looks like. So we're just gonna move down to then the facility strategic plan, facilities and by the Facilities and Investment Council on our shared governance system. So Tina, Dean of Goodman South, one of our metro campuses, please go ahead and take it away.
Sean, thank you. And thank you, student senators. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. I don't know, let me look at participants. I see Cody's is on. He's the one who's actually gonna do a presentation for you today, but I wanna know if Nina's on. Nina Schultz is my co-chair and our partner in crime in getting this work done. So if she's on, if she can flip on her camera, and if not, I'll just keep talking. But and Katrina is on she's your representative on our council. And what our council does is we work through creating facilities that are responsive to our needs and move forward the work that we've got to do at the college in a very, what we think, and we're moving toward, if we're not there yet, in an inclusive way. And one of the things that we want to make sure we do is keep you guys up to date on what's going on. So today you're going to hear from Cody White. He is the one who keeps us on track, and he'll be giving you an overview of the work that's been done to date on the facility strategic plan that was completed a couple years ago, and then talk a little bit about some of the projects that are in play right now. And then we're gonna, Katrina and I and Cody, we're gonna talk a little bit about moving post-pandemic. What does that look like? And I'll come back to that once Cody's done, okay? So Cody.
Cody, woo!
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
All right, so I've never done this on just my laptop. I always have like multiple screens, so I'm gonna try to share my screen so I can do the presentation.
No
So
worries.
give me 1 second. All right. We good?
I see it. Yeah.
All right. So here to update you all on the facility strategic plan and the progress that we've made to date, and then what the next steps are as far as implementing the rest of it. And so, as mentioned, I'm Cody White, and I'm the college's capital planning and sustainability manager. So first, a little background. The plan was completed in fall of 2018 by the Facilities Planning and Investment Council. It was completed with a partnership with PRA, one of our architectural and engineering consultants. And so the plan was completed, was approved by the board in the fall of 2018. And then since then, we've been implementing projects. And the initial plan included 47 projects. And so those projects were separated into 3 different time ranges. So there were short-term projects, which were scheduled to take place between 2018 through 2020. There were medium-term projects, which were scheduled to be implemented 2021 through 2024. And then long-term projects, which were scheduled to be implemented 2025 through 2027. So we implement the facility strategic plan through a few plans. And so obviously we can't implement the whole thing in 1 year. We're restricted by the amount of money that we're able to borrow in any given year, or not necessarily that we're able to borrow, but that we do borrow in any given year. And so we know what we're going to borrow over a 10-year time frame, and that is developed and is informed by the 10-year capital borrow plan. And so we borrowed 35 million last year, borrowing 35 million in the upcoming year, and then we'll be borrowing 35 million again in fiscal year 2022, 23. And then after that, we'll be borrowing 28 million for the foreseeable future. And so we use also the 3-year facilities plan, which is a plan that is adopted by the Wisconsin Technical College System. It's something that's mandated by them, that we have to submit to them, that every technical college has to submit to them. And so we have a process for that. We have a group that comes together, a group of college-wide stakeholders from all the various departments and cabinet areas within the college. And so that group comes together. They take a look at the facility strategic plan, and then they identify the projects that make the most sense to move forward with in the next 3 years. And so with that 3-year facilities plan is really the guiding document for implementation. It really guides what we're going to do from a construction standpoint over a 3-year period. We also have the capital request process. And so there's some projects that might need to be accelerated, or some projects that might end up being high priority or that weren't necessarily included on the facility strategic plan, or maybe a high level study was included on the facility strategic plan. But now that a little bit of time has passed, we have a better idea, or the program areas might have a better idea of what they actually need. And so they might submit a capital request to kind of accelerate the process of implementing a project. Or if there's something that's really high priority that we need to get to pretty quickly, they might submit a capital request instead of waiting for the 3-year facilities plan process. And then all of those documents then inform our annual capital plan. And so that identifies how much we're going to borrow in a given year. It identifies the borrowing plan, and so how we're going to implement the borrows. And then it also informs what projects we're going to move forward with in a given year. So current status, how have we been doing? So far, we've completed 11 of the projects that are on the facility strategic plan. And so we've planned those projects out, constructed them, done with construction, people are moved into their new spaces. It's 11 of those projects are fully complete. 16 more projects are currently in progress. And so when I say in progress, what I mean is that either construction is ongoing, so they're either currently being constructed, or we're in the planning process. So we're meeting with the various program areas to plan out, scope out the project and what it's going to look like and all the needs that they have in their new iteration of space. And then there's 20 projects that we have not begun construction, have not begun planning, are still kind of far out on the horizon. So this is a list of all of our completed projects. And so a lot of these we were able to tackle together. And so an example of that would be the bookstore project that we did a few years ago. And so in that project, we provided a temporary bookstore or book rental facility. We aligned the Truax bookstore with needs of additional services, and we relocated duplicating all in one project. And so we're making some progress, and we try to kind of group these together as much as possible. And then another example of that is the Penske project, or the Early Learning Campus project, where we needed to identify what some potential uses of the Penske leased facility was. And we decided that the best use of that space was to relocate the Child and Family Center to that location, and then we renamed it the Early Learning Campus. So we were able to kind of kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. And in addition to that, we also were able to pick up a parking lot. And so we improved access to Truax parking. And so for as much as is possible, we try to kind of group these projects together and get as many of them done at the same time as is possible. We have a few projects that are currently under construction. And so we have the providing a permanent STEM center, which we're attempting to do, or which we are doing in the Ingenuity Center. Same thing with the Makerspace, creating one in the Ingenuity Center. And then we're renovating the fitness center, locker rooms, and office areas. We're updating the Fort Atkinson campus with a new addition. And so the metal fabrication program is one of those high priority programs where there's a lot of student demand, a lot of workforce demand. And so the only way for us to meet that demand is to enlarge their footprint so that they can get more students in, graduate more students who are ready and able to fill those kind of hot positions that are out there. And so the way we're doing that is that we're adding a few thousand square feet to the Fort Atkinson campus, and that'll allow us to increase the number of sections that we have in the metal fabrication program out there. Then we're constantly making some renovations to our baseball facility. And then this last project, Consolidate Finance and Technology Services, we actually decided that that wasn't the best move to make. And so we're actually breaking that project apart. And so right now, what we're doing, or what we're kind of finishing up, is renovating technology services on the second floor of the Truax main building. And then next summer or the summer after, we'll take a look at some options for finance. And then we have a bunch of projects that are currently being planned all across the district. A lot of these are related to two specific projects. One is relocating the information technology program, and then another is this pretty expansive student affairs renovation project that we're looking at. And so won't walk through each of these individually because there's just a lot of them here, but I do want to highlight the information technology program project that we're currently looking at. And so information technology is very similar to the metal fabrication program in that a lot of workforce demand, a lot of student demand, but we currently don't have the space, the facilities to meet that demand. And the problem that we have with information technology is that another one of those programs that are high demand is the nursing program. But right now, those two programs are located in the same facility. And so if we wanted to enlarge the information technology program in health building, that means we would have to eat into the space that the nursing program has, and the same vice versa. Obviously that doesn't work, so we need to separate those programs. And so we met with the program areas, we met with academic affairs, and the solution that we came up with was to relocate the information technology program to the first floor of the Truax main building. So right now, all those spaces that we want to move, we want to relocate information technology to are currently occupied. And so there's a slew of projects that are taking place summer and fall of 2021 to vacate the space that we want to move the information technology program into. And so that list of projects is here, from electrical engineering technology all the way down to the civil engineering classroom, taking these programs, relocating them from the back half of the first floor to various areas across the TRUAC's main campus. And then once we do that, once we're through with that this fall, then we plan on beginning construction for the IT program relocation project around winter break, this coming winter break. And then the goal is for the new IT program space to be ready for the start of fall 2022. This is where the information technology program is currently located, which is the third floor of the health education building. And we're looking to relocate them to the D and E blocks on the first floor of the TRUAC's main building. So next steps, there's still 20 projects that need to be reviewed. And so the way that we're doing that is we're using the 3-year plan team to review those projects. And so right now, the 3-year facilities plan team is scoring projects that are on the facility strategic plan and identifying which projects make sense to move forward in the next iteration of the 3-year facilities plan, which is 2021 through 2024. And so May and June, we'll finalize a proposed plan. And then in July and August, we'll be forwarding that plan to Dr. Thomas and Dr. Daniels for their approval. And then if they approve, we'll then take it to the Madison College Board for approval at the September board meeting. And then if the Madison College Board approves, then we'll send it to WTCS for adoption into the entire technical college system's 3-year facilities plan. And so then additionally, one of the next steps is for FPEC to also review the remaining projects to perhaps gather a little more information about them and see if there's still a need to move forward with any of the projects, or if some of the projects don't necessarily make sense to move forward with now that we're about 4 or 5 years past when the list was initially gathered. And so that is the end of my presentation. And so let me know if there are any questions, comments, or concerns.
Anyone have any questions that they would, or comments or concerns that about this that they would like to bring up or just state or whatever it may be? I must say, very busy. You guys are very, very busy. I mean, whoa, nonstop.
Yeah, it is nonstop. We have a lot of projects, especially with relocating the information technology program. As you can see, there's like 15 different projects
I'm
that
not gonna be there
associated
when it's
with.
done. That's a bummer. I mean, I have to like take another class just so I can be there. Senator Zebel, you have a question?
Is COVID going to be a problem with any of that?
COVID.
Yeah, yes.
So
This is a hard question.
potentially. So COVID is helpful in that the building is not occupied. So it allowed us to get contractors in a little earlier. It allows them to work without some restrictions. And so when people are here, like there's constantly complaints about noise and dust and things like that, we don't have to worry about that. And so that makes it easier to get all of these projects done and to accelerate some of them. But at the same time, a lot of these projects were developed prior to COVID. And so how the college looked, how the college operated, the program portfolio prior to COVID is likely not going to be the same program portfolio post-COVID. And the way the college operates is transitioning now that we're in COVID, and we'll continue to transition once we're post-COVID. So an example of that is with the technology services project. And so we initially planned that project, constructed that project with the expectation that 100% of their staff would be on campus 100% of the time. Well, as we got into COVID, we realized that that doesn't need to be the case. And so Sean Belling, our CIO, and Corey Christinger, our CISO, met with their staff and identified some alternatives. And then with that came the plan that they could give back some space so that only 75% of their staff or so would actually be on campus at a time. And so that's one way, one positive that we've seen. The next step is trying to implement that thinking into all of our projects. And so one of the things that we're dealing with right now is from a planning standpoint, because the future is unknown, we kind of have to plan these projects as if everybody's going to be here, because we don't know if everybody's going to be here yet, right? And so it's a lot easier to plan for everybody to be here. And then if it turns out that only 75% of the staff are going to be returning, well, we can make that adjustment from 100 down to 75 pretty easily. What we can't do easily is make the adjustment from 75 up to 100. And so that's kind of the thing that we're dealing with, that we're trying to navigate through right now, is how to handle all of that, how to juggle all of that. And so there's been positives, there's been negatives, but the college is still determining what the policy is going to be post-COVID for people returning to work and how that's going to look. And so until like we have that set in stone, we have to continue to operate as if 100% of people are going to be coming back, unless various department areas, such as technology services, is able to identify solutions.
What's that saying goes? Plan for the worst, plan for the worst, expect the best, or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, yeah. But yeah. Oh, wow. Any other questions at all? While they're thinking, they're gonna say something at some point. Do we have access to that presentation? Can that be sent to
Yes.
advisor
So
room
I
to be
literally just
reviewed?
finished it right
So,
before like the meeting, so I'll send it to Ellie once I'm done.
and or I mean, I guess technically you can just in the address book when you type in the 2, you can just say Senate. It goes to all of us anyway. But usually advisor room, she's usually the one I just have everything directly to her. But I'm just putting it out there because she didn't, her inbox bombed with all this stuff all the time. But that definitely helps. Senator Willis, question.
I have a quick question. Tina, are you going to talk to them about the survey?
I am.
Okay.
Do you want to lead that? Is that a place now that we can talk about that? Are there no more questions for Cody?
No more questions for Cody.
Okay.
It's all about
Cody,
you. Thank you.
You can fly, Cody.
All
Thank
right.
you, Cody.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks. So thank you. Sean, we just have a couple more minutes then to take up your time, and then you can boot us too. But one of the things that we're working on right now in FPIC on the council is what kind of space do we have when we get back post-pandemic, and what does that mean? That means like the pandemic is in our rear view mirror. We're coming back to whatever sense of normalcy we're going to have. I think I was just reading a survey today about students. You guys prefer still to have some online component to your learning, if that means the classes are online or it's a mix, it's a hybrid, and if it's more, electronic materials, whatever that is, that change, we've turned that corner, right? That we're not going to stuff what we were back into the can to how we used to be prior to COVID. But in saying that, Cody spoke to the need to plan as if everybody was going to be here. And one of the things that we'd really like to do is get a sense from students. What are you guys imagining your space to look like, and what the college needs to look like for you once we get back to whatever sense of normalcy, whatever our new normal is going to be. And so we would like to do some kind of work with you guys. If that's a focus group, that's our preference, because we'd love to be able to have a dialogue, a conversation, or if it's a survey. But trying to get some feedback and some direction from you all on what we need to prioritize in that post-pandemic world. So Katrina did indicate that you guys work over the summer, so you're all here. And if that's the, oh, go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, might I suggest to the rest of the Senate of possibly forming a subcommittee that can then tackle subcommittee of maybe 3 or 4 people who could then tackle figuring out what's the best method, whether it be a survey, because this is good input, especially dealing with COVID, and then they have a few weeks and then can come back to us with what they think is the best recommendations, and then we can work with you to apply it. And Senator Willis, what do you I would nominate Senator Willis to chair that if she was interested. But what do you got, Senator Willis?
I was just going to give you a little background as well. And I misspoke when I asked about the survey. One of the things that FPIC is concerned about is students being given too many surveys. And we wanted to have something a little bit more personalized by doing maybe a focus group, whether it's done virtually. Well, for the most part, it probably will be done virtually, but to at least have an interaction, an exchange versus just having a survey. So I apologize for misspeaking, but that is a consideration, but we would prefer, if possible, to do a focus group. And it's more because one of the things that we're trying to figure out is, like, when students come back, do we need, like when we did the meditation space, when we came up with that, we got that from students as something that they wanted. So to get that type of feedback and to get a bigger pool of brains than just the 1 or 2 students that are actually involved in FPIC, is better to try to get as much input as possible. And with the focus groups, we're looking to expand them to all the campuses and not just focus on Truex. So we were going to try to see whoever was around to give input and available to do the focus groups, to have them get involved.
And I think the focus groups are the better. Personally, I think the focus groups do provide that sense of face-to-face interaction where you feel like you're going to get more content usually when you're doing it over virtual. I would say, though, with what I've been told about the current protocols, that if a focus group was to possibly even potentially happen, getting Mark Thomas involved and seeing what if something could be figured out that would still meet safety guidelines and protocols. Because right now, the debate comes down to, should every student or staff member, faculty, should they all be vaccinated before they come on campus? And the current word right now from Dr. Daniels is that that's not being enforced, that and whether they all have to be vaccinated or not. So there's always going to be that level of fear and uncertainty, and the potential risk of danger to oneself, each other. So getting in touch with Dr. Thomas on that, I would say, would probably be the best approach, because if we could do focus groups, let's do them. I'm gonna let Advisor Rome say what she's got to say, and then let's jump right back to you, Senator Willis.
I was going to say 2 things. One, Student Life has recently done some very successful virtual focus groups, so it's totally possible. We actually had a lot of students participate, so that was great. And really good conversation, because I think people are pretty used to this format now. And then second, since I won't be here all summer, just to put my perspective in now, I think that time spent in a focus group like this would absolutely be appropriate for senator office hours. So I think that if that were an option, that could be probably both hours for the week. Just call it good. So I think it would definitely be worth setting up time, whether that's specifically with Senate or including Senate in a broader call. I think that's a really good idea.
Cool. Senator Willis?
The only thing I was going to say is, as a person who's fully vaccinated, but also as a person who had COVID, the vaccine is not going to prevent you from getting it. It's just supposed to minimize the impact, how severe you react to it when you get it. So I know right now, I believe right now, they want groups of 6 on campus at the maximum. So again, since Advisor Rome has already mentioned that we could do it virtually, that might be the way to go. And considering they're probably going to be more than one because of the different campuses and just trying to work out timing. what works best for people. But I was just going to say, and it's hilarious. And what I've been doing, unfortunately, just because of who I am, every time I go someplace and somebody screens me with a thermometer, I have to let them know I had stage 2 COVID. So I didn't have a fever. I had no symptoms. I had blood clots. So that's totally different than the ones that have the flu symptoms, or the regular COVID symptoms, the respiratory problems and all of that. So you would never, even when I had it, if I walked up, I would have been cleared to go in a building, but I could have been contagious. And so, yes, I totally support people getting vaccinated and wearing their mask. So hopefully Dr. Daniels will figure it out. And in the meantime, we'll just do it virtually. Thank you so much for your patience.
Thanks. I believe I'm speaking correctly when I say that the council would plan on doing these virtually, Sean.
Okay.
So not in person, and exactly for those reasons that, one, the health and safety concerns, but also because we really want to broaden our reach. And I think that given that we want to include the regionals and student life participants, that the virtual world just might work better for us.
Yeah, and like I said, if we could, the focus panels would be awesome. But I know I'm vaccinated as well. But not everyone has their own choice to do if they want to vaccinate, and that's their own danger and risk, whatever it may be. But yes, and also keeping in mind when we do get back to whatever we get back to, we've been doing virtual for such a long time. This is not, it's going to be, when you say a hybrid class, well, we're going to be having hybrid interactions. That's going to be part of how we live from now on. So things like focus groups can, when we can fully be back on campus or however it may be, have in-person focus groups, have virtual focus groups, have a combination of the two. I also believe that, for example, every senator that's a senator should be equipped with a laptop so that they can be able to, they can do what they gotta do with, and I think that's very important. So yeah, the safety is always number one protocol here, and and I would actually love to hear from you, Advisor Rome, at sometime after this meeting about what seemed to how you got such high level of participation and what things you did to make it good. And yeah, because we definitely obviously would love that information. But yeah, so that's I'm on board with everyone. I'm on the same page. So just wanted to say that. Did you have anything else, Tina?
Remind me, Katrina, but I think that's it. We wanted to come and present, just give you an update on what the council had been doing, where we were with construction, give you some updates on some of those projects, and then invite you to participate in that next step in this, try and put together this puzzle. So I think that was it.
Awesome. Well, I'm not gonna boot you. I love it when you stay. I think you can stay as long as you want, and enjoy the rest of this meeting. But yes, I'm gonna say thank you for coming and sharing all of that. It's very important, and we like knowing what's going on with our school. So thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you. Thank you for having me. And then if you guys would just allow me to wish you all congratulations this week for all of you who have won awards, been recognized in some way. Just makes me proud to work here. So thank you.
Thank you. Okie dokie. So moving down now, we have no old business items. We have no new business items. And guess what? We've got no non-business housekeeping items. So moving down, officer and committee reports. President Green, President's report. Executive Council report. What went on? Well, we went over kind of more of a close step-by-step of how next week's swearing-in ceremony is going to go, what needs to be involved with that, with what documents, whatever it may be, and kind of doing that. And, just talking, and we talked about transition documents. We're soon be able to see them soon. And that was really the most important parts of the meeting. It wasn't really a busy executive council meeting or anyway. So that concludes my report. So Moving down, Admin and Finance Committee, that's vacant. Legislative and Rules Committee, that is also vacant. Team Development Committee, VP Moreno.
Hello everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. It was really pretty in the morning and all my neighbors just decided garage sale today. So it's been a good morning. And I would say that report-wise, transition documents, the Student Senate study guide that was shown last time is being completed. The idea is that advisory room will help and print that out so that everyone can have physical access, which makes it easier. You'll have a booklet. If you have questions, you can just look for it. And it will be organized in a way that either you can look through the pages, which makes it easier, or if you have just any questions of how to manage the guide, there will be some information in the same guide as well. I would say that's the biggest thing. And the other cool thing aspect that will be, so next GA, which will be our last GA, we'll have the swearing-in ceremony, but for the team development report, we're going to do a specific award ceremony, and it's going to be a virtual, everyone, just same room, general assembly. We're going to recognize the members of the Senate team, that their hard work, their time. So it's going to be a fun time. Hopefully we'll have a presentation even, just in case someone receives something in the mail before that time. So that's my hint, my surprise jets, and I'll cut my report here.
Woo. Yeah, I got something in the mail today too, a coloring book. I got some coloring to do. All right. Thank you very much, VP Moreno. Moving down, Public Relations Committee with VP Saeed. What do you got for us, buddy?
I got no report for this week. Thank you.
No report. All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, VP Saeed. Moving down to the advisory report with Advisor Rome.
As Tina was mentioning, congratulations are in order for many, many, many of you. I just wanted to make sure everyone heard what awards folks were nominated for and won this week. Hopefully I have a full list. You all have just done incredible work this year. So first, Lucas and Eric, congratulations on the Student Senate Merit Award. Thank you for everything that you have done for the Student Senate. Just really stepped up in ways that we needed this year, especially when there were some vacancies. Mina was nominated for the Excellence in Diversity Award as part of her work with the Racial Equity Committee. So congratulations to her for being nominated for that. Sean Green was nominated for and won the Shared Governance Award for students because of all of the work he does with shared governance and district board and keeping those councils as full as possible. Aleem was nominated for the Student Employee Award, and that was for all of the awesome work that he's done to bring attention to the Student Senate. Virtually, it is a very difficult position to do, so I think you've just done an awesome job. Katrina and Barbara both completed 100 hours of service or more, maybe more. 500? That is incredible.
Because of my age, I had to do 500.
She gets a
Yes,
cake.
ma'am, you're a
She
baby.
gets a cake.
And I have
That
5 of those.
is amazing.
That's
Yeah, I've done
cake
it 5
worthy.
times.
Cake worthy. I'm just saying.
So they both received the service award for that, which is just awesome. Barbara also received a few other awards, the Karen Roberts Student Life Leadership Award for just being an incredible student leader in all of the ways that she is, both on and off campus. And completed the Student Life Leadership Certificate. Couldn't forget that. So
Yeah,
it was a wonderful week. And Student Senate was nominated for the Outstanding Organization of the Year award. And in my book, you got it. The Volunteer Center was selected as the official winner, but you're all winners in my book. So it really has been a great year. I'll write a speech for next week, but just wanted to recognize each person who was nominated and won awards this week, because it was a lot of Senate, which makes me very happy.
Yeah.
So
I'm proud to have all of you guys on this, and have this such an amazing team. So yeah, I speak lightly of it, but it's very big in my heart. It's so big that I was talking to Advisor Ron. I said, you know, I should send out cakes to everyone. Send out a cake. We're trying to decide, and yeah, I'm very proud of you. Let me just put it that way. All right.
So the other part of
Send gift cards. Gift cards.
Just two quick things. I am mailing out things on Monday. So you'll be getting a bunch of stuff if you're continuing on the Student Senate next year, including stickers and awards and binder full of materials and a water bottle, all sorts of stuff that we've ordered for Senate that we finally get to do something with. And if you have not completed the stipend rubric, please get that to me ASAP. I am still getting the paperwork done this week, so if I get it today, you can still get your stipend next Thursday or Friday. Sorry. So that is what I have. End of my report.
Yeah, get that done. If you guys can get done, immediately get done. Like take 15 minutes and get done right after the GA ends. Can't we have an impromptu? I'm asking Advisor Rome now. Can we like put together an impromptu
I'll process it if I get it today. Yeah.
Good, awesome. Awesome. There's the incentive for everyone who has yet to do it. I know due to busyness with classes and all, but 15 minutes afterwards, boom, done, and money on the way. So just think about it like that. All righty. So thank you for the report, Advisor Rome. Moving down to Student Activities Board with Senator Sabranik. What do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, we amended the constitution and bylaws of the Student Activities Board. There's various different changes. It wasn't just one. It's kind of a lot, multiple. Since then, we haven't had any meetings, and as far as I'm aware, we don't have a meeting tomorrow either. So that's pretty much all I have to report.
Yeah, so and kind of add to that report, I will be on the 5th of May at the district board meeting presenting those changes, and then the district board will either approve, which we are hoping, or not approve, but approve. And if they approve it, everything that we change gets put in full effect. Yeah, that's that. And the meetings for the summer, it's I don't know if you're one of the three from the executive committee. I think it was Chris Bird, Anna, and me. So yeah. So there we go. And I think we need an alternate though. So if you are interested in wanting to be an alternate, that can still be set up, Lucas. But thank you for your report. That was really great. Moving down, housing accessibility. Oh, Jamie too. Yeah, I'm always forgetting people. Housing accessibility update that is currently vacant, but would love to be filled. Digital equity update, Senator Zebel. What do you got for us?
Oh, yes. All right, so the Wi-Fi expansion initiative is taking off. We're gonna put a tower up in Watertown.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know. Each regional and Madison campus, we have 3 focus locations for Wi-Fi, so we can expand our coverage to students. We decided that 14 days from when someone drops classes or school to return their items, loan devices, as in like hotspot or laptops. We also decided that
14 days, you said? Within 14
2 weeks.
days?
Within 2 weeks, yep, from when you drop, you have to return your items. If not, you have to pay the whole obvious fee of what the computer costs or the hotspot. And we decided on an accident response time, which is you have 5 business days from the incident, house fire, car accident, thefts, and so on. We are also looking into if a person's insurance would cover that and what to do if so-called insurance does cover that. We are also still determining a flat fee Well, we also actually determined a flat fee that you're gonna get for if you need repairs for a laptop. The flat fee is gonna be about $60. It's pretty much hopefully you learn to take better care of your equipment fee. So it's more of a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. Don't ruin something that's not yours, kind of thing. I also posted the emergency broadband funding. I'll post that again here real quick for us if you need funding for that. We're also going to make something like a little guide to help people qualify for it because they make it super hard and to find, and people we are targeting as a college are hard to qualify. So we're going to see if we can make a waiver or something on this when you apply for a new student. There's a section that you can select that will say, would you like emergency broadband help? And if they select yes, the college would do everything to help that a student apply for it so they don't have to go through the hassle of trying to find everything and not qualifying. Other than that, that should. I think that concludes my report. Oh, yes, there's a phishing email going around. Let me send you a picture real quick. I'll share my screen just so you can see what that looks like. I don't want you guys to click on it, and if you have clicked on it, please change your password. This is what it looks like. Looks pretty plain and dumb, but if you clicked on this at all, change your password. Otherwise, things are going to be compromised. Other than that, that concludes my report.
Okay, I have a few questions here. And correct me if I'm wrong. I know I take IT security awareness every year, being a student employee. Um, shouldn't just check in on this, Eric, about if we do like a sexual assault, training, Blackboard training, having all the students do a security awareness thing if they're not already doing it. I just think that that would be smart, considering that this is at least the first time that since I've been at this college, where an @massoncollege.edu domain name has basically tricked a bunch of people into thinking to click on something and have put a threat at jeopardizing the network. As far as the other things I have to say, um, the 14 days to return, um, check in on the fact of what's like the date, like what's the is that a typical or return date for all types of technology? And I use the example I had equipment come for a class, and I was given a day, like at least close to a month to get returned. I mean, why 14 days after the time that you're saying I don't want to do it anymore? Is that it almost seems like that's a punishment in some aspect. Like you gotta get 14 days. Well, what if something happened that made you have to not take the class anymore? And so now you're already busy schedule with all the things going on. Now you have to figure out a way to get it there and possibly get pay the price of the laptop. I'm not asking for question answers. I'm just asking for things to think about, Eric, to bring back to the digital access and to the technology access program. And I don't have anything to say about the 5 day report. The $60 service fee. Why not just put that in with if they when they're signing up for classes um, uh, that they just add that into the amount of the class price itself, so that you not have so that so that the accidental fee you already paid it. If something happens, you can just send it in, get a new one, and it'd be repaired. You already paid the fee up front. And then as far as the other thing you said, it's really hard to do. My response is make it easy. And then the thing where it's hard to find for that broadband thing, why not? I'm just saying you whomever make a video walkthrough, do one of those huge things, do a walkthrough and then so it's on video, it shows the steps, and then have that on like in the once where a main page, whatever page, so it's easy for the students to be able to see what they're looking at, what they're supposed to be looking at, and then do the steps so that they can not have it hard. Um, just some things to think about. Advisor Romeo, you had your hand up.
Unless Senator Zebel wanted to respond to any of those.
Yeah, I mean, you could always respond back. I just didn't want you to feel like you had to respond back on the spot to some of them if you don't have an answer.
I was just going to say there isn't a technology rental fee, so the college is just putting up money for all of the technology support. So I think that's probably why they are charging a fee if something's broken, because there's no money coming in. It's only money that the college is spending on that program, unlike the textbook rental fee that students are paying up front for. So that's probably why it's pretty reasonable.
It's a
hard
new
for me if they
program, so I get that. Just saying something to think about. Like paying that fee up front. I mean, it's not someone who obviously doesn't care about somebody else's property is going to drop a thing like what 3 times. Yeah, maybe they shouldn't be holding on to a laptop, but if something accidental happens, it usually only would happen one time, and then you already paid that fee and have it covered. We're trying to make
I just
sure
wanted
that
to clarify because it isn't
that's
like
helpful.
textbook rental program in that
Yeah.
way. Just since I equated something else to the textbook rental program. So that is mostly what I wanted to share.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let me answer all your stuff. Yeah. So.
Well, you have answers. I didn't know.
Well, yeah, that was all. We all figured all that. So yeah, basically everything we've taken off of has been from the library. So the 2-week thing is you are not a student at all. If you have one class and you need it, obviously you're still a student. But this is if you drop and you're completely not a student. Then you have 2 weeks to return the device. If something happens or something like that, you can obviously talk to somebody and it'll be a case on case. Hey, you can have more weeks or blah blah blah, as long as we know what's happening, type of deal. If you know what I mean with that.
Mm-hmm.
But you had a lot to come at me here. I didn't have time to.
That's why I'm saying you didn't have the answer all right way.
Well, I mean, we have answers for all that. It's so it.
Well, we one for everyone who's got reports. If you can start sending the reports, just send them to me so we can get them into on the SharePoint. So for the meeting date. So like Eric, make sure you send me the report and whomever else who has reports today. Just want to set that up, but yes, we can talk about it more specifically afterwards. But I think your report, and then you can ask any follow-up questions to the Technology Access Program so that can be shared with Senate. And yeah, I'm really dead serious about having every Senate member have a laptop that's being loaned out to them, and any other additional peripheral devices that to accommodate any things like for accessibility reasons. But does that conclude your report, Senator Zebo? We have 6 minutes until we lose some people.
I can definitely conclude the report.
All right, you're the best. You're the best. All right, now moving on, we have Racial Equity Committee. Sally Yildiz is not here, and she did say that she had no report. Textbook Affordability Committee. I know, Advisor Romy, you just went to one. Did you not? Is there any, I mean, if you did, if there's anything to report to it?
I did not prepare a report. It was a couple weeks ago.
Okay, cool. Then Public Safety Committee, Senator Willis. Woo!
No report.
Okay. And then WSG, Senator Sabranik. Woo!
Yeah, so yeah, we had our WSG meeting. We elected various new officers for the Wisconsin student government. We also voted on our new logo. I can't really remember which one we did, but
Well, we can
anyway,
find it in the chat later, but yeah, we
so
picked
it's
one.
been a little bit of a while in a couple.
No, that's not a problem.
When you, yeah, all right. So and we also were visited by state representative Scott Krug, Republican from Wisconsin. I think it's like Marathon County area. And yeah, we did. The last meeting was full of a lot of housekeeping related things, and that should conclude my report. Sorry if you hear my dog kind of growling.
No worries, buddy. No
Yep.
worries. All right. Thank you for the report, Senator Sabranik. And then that really puts us down to announcements. I have been informed by Advisor Rome that we have been doing the best, making sure we're logging and doing our hours, and then she's seen ever since I think it was that she started working here. So a round of applause to all of you. You've been doing great. Keep it up. We have the exec team decided that the last week, so next week technically, there will be no office hours. So no one's got to do any more office hours after this week for the remainder of the spring 2021 term. So let's finish strong, get those office and virtual office hours done, your service hours, and get them logged into that Excel sheet in the right date range tab. Finish it off strong. But other than that, I just want to say, yeah, you guys have been doing a heck of a great job. I'm so proud to say that I've gotten to work with each and every one of you. I consider you guys friends, and and obviously Barbara knows how much I'm gonna miss her. But you guys, I trust every one of you. I don't really trust people easily, so that's a big thing for me. Other than that, stay safe. And then Sarah Willis, you had your hand up. I guess you're also on mute.
Did not realize my hand was up,
Oh, no problem.
but I just want to say thank you. And I just want to say to you, Sean, congratulations on your awards.
Thank you.
And considering a little over a year ago, prior to COVID, when you decided when you were questioning whether or not to run for president, we had your back. You did it, and you have been most successful. So we are very proud of you as well. So keep up the excellent job that you are doing. I told you were the one for that job, so no worries. And
I should have
so,
had full faith in you.
yeah, I told you that up front. There were no
You are
questions,
very
no doubt.
wise. You and
So,
Kiana were very wise into telling me that, and I appreciate it. I really do.
yeah, so just keep it up. And Advisor Roan has been phenomenal supporting everyone. I thank you for your patience. And yes, I'll make a couple of corrections and get paperwork to you soon. So thank you.
Yeah, this one, Advisor Rome, cake worthy. I think she should be getting the cake. I mean, and I'm just gonna say, if you guys all decided to send me an email, or IM, or whatever of your favorite cake,
I say
um,
send Advisor Roan a flower
next step
cake.
is then try and just tell me your address so that I can secretly drop it off and give you a cake. I mean, that's up to you though. But I'm dead serious about it. I'm really proud to be a part of this team. You guys have really stepped up when I need you to. When I was unsure what I was gonna do, and you know, I looked. We're only as good as the weakest member. Well, we don't have any weak members. We've got strong members. We have a team. We have a strong team, and I'm proud to be a part of this team. So thank you. All right. So let's knock off the cry stuff. I guess at this point I'm gonna cry a bunch next week as it is. So I'm gonna save it up. We are basically at the point now in this meeting where we adjourn. So looks like Senator Willis. Was that a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move that we adjourn.
All right, and looks like a second by VP Moreno, so she can get to class on time. All those in favor, use the hand raising feature now. All right, and you can put them down. Oh, that was 5. All right, and any nays, put them up now. And down, and any abstentions, put them up now. And we are adjourned at 5:30 p.m. exactly. I think we've never had that happen before.
Thank you
So,
so much, Tina, for
yeah,
staying.
we love you, Nina. I mean, come on, you gotta stay more, all right?
Thanks.
Seriously.
Thanks
All
for
right,
having me. I'm always amazed by you guys. So
I'm taking off. I'll see you guys all later. Have a great rest of the
Bye.
weekend. Stay safe.